Boards. Games. Board games. I might be talking to you about my board games, which will be new. There are going to be some new games from me in the year 2023. And also, I might point out it's April 1st today. Which of these do you think are real games that you could play? Board games, it's what I'm talking about. Board games, and I'm not going to shout. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good whatever it is, wherever you are. 10 a.m. is UK time for Bessie Beats and Board Game Blether. And episode 953, I'm going to announce a few new games for 2023. Oh, that rhymes. And yeah, that is it. You know, I want to start off by saying that yesterday, while I was at my play test, Ellie Dix asked me, Bez, do you own stuff that is not red? And I want to say yes. Look, I'm wearing this kind of lovely purple white because secretly, I really enjoy wearing clothes of all colors. I mean, it's true that I'm going to actually show you for the first ever time what's on my clothes hanger today. So yeah, that's you see, some of it is white. True story. Now I want to let's get into recent highlights, living life and seeing the sights, recent highlights, playing games and other delights, recent highlights. Yesterday I went out to a play test. I played a game of my own. I played a few games of Ellie's. I played a game of Doric, which is lovely. And just spending time with people. There were a few familiar faces. There were a couple of new faces. There was one face that I thought was new, but was a person I didn't recognize. But like, it's lovely to be there with these people making games together. It is wonderful. And yeah, left me feeling a little bit better. At the end, I had a chat with someone who might become one of the Bessie buddies at UK Games Expo. I am still looking for people to help me at UK Games Expo if you'd like to join. Let's talk about brilliant thing. What's a little thing which is brilliant? I'm going to say that opening a window. I am literally opening a window right now. Opening a window allows the air to come in, allows me to be like, yeah, you know what? There's now a bit of circulation. It's not just the canned air. I'm not just here in my own odors. Yes, opening a window is brilliant. As always, feel free to comment, ask questions, fun, like, follow, and let me crack on and talk about some games that I will totally, definitely, absolutely, legitimately be releasing in 2023. Now, first, something that has been a long time coming, Categorical. I'm going to get my arse in gear, and I'm going to draw the stuff, and I'm going to get it, and I'm going to try and get this done in time for UK Games Expo. I've just got to hold up my hands and say, you know what, it's not going to be brilliant, it's not going to be perfect, I've just got to get it out. And this is going to be the relaunch of the L deck, with which you can play literally more games than there are letters in the alphabet. And yeah, Categorical. Now, I was thinking the other day that there's not enough games about auctions. Specifically, there's not enough games about English stuff, English auctions. So what's about a game about auctioning cubes and being the English auctioneer after winning an auction to become the auctioneer? So in this game, one person takes the role of trying to bring up the price, encouraging people to tap into their inner greed, and encouraging in this unforgiving game a turnabout from the designs that you might expect from me. You can totally scupper yourself in the first move. If you bid too much, you will be out of the game. You can even eliminate yourself completely and just go and sit in the corner. There was an edge case that I had to write in. And, you literally have to sit in the corner. And it does need additional cubes. It's for 3 to 6 players, takes 25 to 35-ish minutes. And yeah, a game about auction cubes after winning an auction to become the auctioneer. Now, some people think that a game is about the people who choose to play it. And hello, Timmy. I hope that you're having a wonderful day today on April the 1st. And I want to talk about a game where it's not enough to just say the people who are playing the game are interacting. Let's get someone else involved. Let's reach out to a random person who is the judge and let's draw things together. This is the first ever game that's a competitive, cutthroat, 2-player game about coloring in stuff. It's not about a mathematical model. It's about the aesthetics. It's about thinking, what will this look like to the judge, and playing to them. And it's kind of like apples to apples if the judge wasn't really part of the game and then only 2 people were competing, and rather than submitting cards, you're spending 20 to 30 minutes drawing a thing, and then you show it to a random passerby and then ask, what does this look like? It's exactly like that. And Timmy says, in the drive-thru it's snowing. I'm glad. I've heard about Canadian snow. I heard that it's very different to the snow over here, which people consider light dusting. Anyway, I would like to talk about my game. So people might be familiar with a game about cute comical creatures and trying to identify them after some mixed noises. Obviously, a game about wee whimsical creatures and trying to identify them after some mixed noises did well. And I am here to cash in. I am here to say, you know what? I'm going to ride that gravy train until I cannot anymore. I am here to, if you liked my wee whimsical creatures, if you liked my cute comical creatures, well, I'm going to give you some absurdly abstract creatures. It's exactly the same game, just with different art. That's it. Now, there's a lot of quiz games out there, and I think that we can all agree that the one problem with quiz games is that sometimes someone knows the answer. And sometimes we're looking around and thinking, wow, how did they know how many steps are in the Sears Tower? I don't know that. Why are they smarter than me? Well, I want to make a game where it levels the playing field for everyone at the table. And I guarantee no one will know any of these answers, except for me. I mean, yeah, don't play with me. So the questions might be things like, on April the 2nd, 2023, how many potatoes did Bez eat? On Bez bought a chicken and chips with regular fries. How many fries were in there? Bez said hello to 20 people. How many of them said hello back? And I'll specify the date. Who knows? This is a game to level the playing field, a game about guessing answers to questions that no one really knows. 3 to 15-ish players. It's 1 minute. One question, 1 minute. That's the game. You only answer one question and then, did you win? Hooray! Now you move on to the next game, but you can only play 49 times because that's how many questions there are. Now, if 15-ish players is not enough for you, maybe you want to expand that player count a bit higher. Maybe you want a game about wandering around with a really big group. Maybe you want a game about wordy connections, making group poetry for 1 to 36-ish players, 10 to 25-ish minutes, and you do need pen and paper. So in this game, you're wandering around, shouting words at people, trying to intimidate them, trying to cajole them, trying to entice them over to your ways, but you're only allowed to use this one word. And then with your one word, you'll find other words to combine. You seek other people and then you chat to them. And what will they say? Who knows? It's a game about making group poetry. So yes, that's also a thing. Now, if sometimes I know people feel like my games might have a bit too rigid rules. Sometimes, if you ever felt like, you know what, Bez, your rules are too good. Your rules are reasonably well written. I understand them. What I really crave for is some terrible rules. Don't worry, I have you covered. I have, for you, a game with terrible rules about words that rhyme. There's a bunch of words that rhyme, and the rules, I mean, I've not bothered playtesting it even. I've kind of come up with some rules. Hopefully it works. We'll see. I mean, try it out. Maybe you'll like it. It's for 1 to 5-ish players. I don't know. 5 to 30-ish minutes. Why is the time scale so big? Because the rules are terrible. And I don't know how you will play it. This is the game. A game with terrible rules about words that rhyme. And then finally, the last game that I want to announce that I am planning to release in 2023 is a game about deciding which cards to use before the game, technically known as deck construction, designed basically just for one event. So I hear people saying, you know what, games are too replayable. I mean, when I say I hear them, I mean I don't hear them. So yeah, there is that. But I can imagine people saying games are too terrible. Can you imagine them? Can you? I mean, I hope you can imagine anything. I have faith in your imagination. Can you imagine a waltzing teapot? Do you know what a waltz looks like? I mean, I don't know enough about the waltz to really imagine that in detail. But besides the point, I can imagine people saying, you know what? We want games that aren't going to be played and aren't going to stick around, unlike technology. We want games that are going to come and then go. We want games that are flash in the pan, that will be played over one weekend and then maybe never again. We want games that will be played and maybe people will like it, maybe they'll be indifferent to it. But we want games that will go away. That's what we want, games that will go away. I can imagine that. I can imagine people saying that. And for those hypothetical people, this is a game for you. A game about deciding which cards to use before the game, technically known as deck construction, designed basically just for one event. There you go. After this one event, I guarantee this game will never be sold again. And if it's anything up to me, it will never be played again. So yes, those are all the games that I've just announced for 2023. And my question to you is, which one or which ones do you think are actually real, and which one or which ones do you think are fake? That is my question to you. So that is my question of the day. Question of the day. Here's a little question before we go on our way. Of course, in case anyone needs a reminder, this was recorded on April the 1st. And yeah, as I said, my question is, which one of these do you think are fake? Which ones of these do you think are real? And over to you. What are you up to? You can share button if you want to. What are you up to today? I am totally, definitely, legitimately going to now play this, which is an actual, totally not fake festival in London going on until the 9th of April. And I'm planning to go to a party. I might pack my bags, you know, relatively early in the afternoon, wander over there. I might cook some lunch. But yeah, that's what I'm up to because I like to eat. I like to eat before I go to places. Yeah, that's the way I am. So yeah, is there anything else that you want to share? Please do. I promise I care. Now, to recap and wrap up before we finish up. To recap and wrap up, opening windows is brilliant. I love wearing white. Honestly, I just love wearing clothes. And the games I'm going to release in 2023 are Categorical, a game about auction cubes after winning an auction to become the auctioneer. Hashtag Drawn Together game, a game about absurdly abstract creatures and trying to identify them after some makes noises, a total cash-in. A game about guessing answers to questions that no one really knows for those people who hate other people displaying their knowledge. A game about making wordy connections, making group poetry for those who want to shout and intimidate and coerce other people. A game with terrible rules about words that rhyme for those people who think that my game's rules are generally too good. And finally, a game about deciding which cards to use before the game, technically known as deck construction, designed basically for just one event. I got the title slightly wrong. A game about deciding which cards to use before the game, technically known as deck construction, designed basically just for one event. For those people who want games to go away. And yes, those are all the games that I'm totally, legitimately, seriously, not fake at all, not at all an April 1st joke, release playing in 2023. So thank you very much, everyone. And please share, spread the word. Lots of love. My stuff is there. I am Stuff by Bez and stuffbybez.com/streams. Yeah, the only thing left to say at this point is lots of love and bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song. Blue, blue, bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Bye, bye, everyone. Bye, bye. Bye, bye to me. Lots of love. Have a wonderful morning, night, whatever it is, wherever you are. Lots of love. Bye bye.